So idea is exactly the same, only the difference is if you are finding the derivative with respect to x for y, for the term involving y, then if they are in the product form, you need to use the product rule. If they are in the just the y appear just y, or cosine y or sine y, just one single term, then you need to multiply by y prime or dy over dx. Okay guys, so let's do this example. Find the slope of xy equals to 8. Look at this. This is also product form, right? You need to use the product formula. So it is like f times g, right? Or u times v, whatever you want to, right? So what is the formula of the product? It is so let's write down differentiating. I'm differentiating, okay, or the finding the derivative. So what do you write for that is so f prime times g plus f times g prime. But here your f is, what is your f? F is x, right? So it will be, what is the derivative of x is 1 times g is y plus f is x times g prime is y prime, right? And then on the right side, this is just a number, so the derivative is 0. You see that? Now you need to solve for y prime, so you need to subtract y on both sides, right? So what do you get? X y prime equals to negative y. You see that? Now solve for y prime means divide by x. So what do you get? Divide by x, divide by x. So that will cancel out. So you get y prime equals to negative, just a second. So you get y prime equals to negative y over x, okay? But your goal is to find out the slope, means the derivative at negative 2 and negative 4. So you write at negative 2 and negative 4. So x is replaced by, this is like a x, you see that? This is like a y, right? So x will be replaced by negative 2 and y will be replaced by negative 4. So y prime is equals to negative 4 over negative 2. So what you get is basically negative positive 4 over negative 2 will be negative 2. So this is the slope. Okay, so you see that? So it is, so f times g, right? So the derivative of f times g is f prime times g plus f times g prime. That's what we wrote already. So it is f prime is 0, the derivative of 10 minus x is, derivative of 10 is 0 minus 1 times y square, right? Plus f times g prime is 10 minus x times the derivative of g prime, derivative of g, the derivative g prime, or the derivative of g is, this is dy square over dx, right? So they don't match. So it will be 2y times y prime equals to the derivative of x cubed is 3x squared. So there is just x, because this is basically dx cubed over dx squared, right? So at 2, 1, we will plug in 2, 1 later, or you can plug in right now too, because you are finding the equation of tangent line. So what you do here is you plug in x is 2 and y is 1, okay? So what do you get? So 0 minus 1 is negative 1, okay, times 1 square plus 10 minus 2, because x is 2, y is 1, right? So, and then 10 minus 2 times 2, 1, right? And then y prime equals to 3 times 2 squared. So what do you get? Is negative 1 times 1 square is negative 1 plus 10 minus 2 is 8, okay, times 2 is 16 y prime. Y prime equals to 3 times 2 square is how much? 2 square is 4 times 3 is 12. You see that? So what is y prime? So you need to add 1 on both sides. So you'll get 16 y prime equals to 13. So this implies, what is y prime? Is 13 over 16. You see that? That is your y prime. Now what is the equation of the tangent line then? So to find out the tangent line, so y prime is basically m, right? So y minus y1, that's what you use, m x minus x1. This is what you use, right? So what are the values of m, x, and then x1 then? So you will see that all those values of m, x, and x, so all those values of m, x1 and x2, all those will be basically plugged in here. So you will get y minus y1 is, this is x1 y1, right? So you can write x1 y1 there. Y minus 1 equals to 13 over 16, right? And then x minus 2, you simplify that, okay? What do you get? You get y, add 1 on both sides. after we simplify. So y equals to 13 over 16 x minus 26 over 16. I'm just distributing this, okay, and then plus 1, right? So 1 will be basically 16 over 16. So if you use calculator or if you just simplify, you will get this: y equals to 13 over 16x and then minus 10 over 16. This is the equation of the tangent line. That's what you will get. Actually, I had to close the software because there was an error. So this was the last question that I had written in that page, okay? So how do I find out the second derivative if y to the 5 equals to x to the 7? That was the another question. So what we do is you find out the derivative, find differentiate. What you write is d over dx y to the 5 equals to d over dx x to the 7, right? So what you get is because they don't match, right? So it will be 5 and then y to the 4 times dy over dx, or you can write y prime, dx, dy over dx, or you can write y prime there, equals to, what do you get there? It's 7x to the 6 because they match, x and x match, right? So what you get there is dy over dx. You can write y prime, okay? So for this one, you can basically, this is exactly same as y prime. So how do you write then? So let me write on y prime, that's fine. Y prime equals to 7x to the 6 over 5y to the 4. You see that? Now what you want to do next is you want to find out the second derivative, right? Again differentiate on this. What you get here is y double prime equals to, this is like f over z, right? So what is the formula for f over z? Do you remember that? So it is f prime times z minus f times z prime over z square, right? That's the derivative. Okay. So what do you get there then? So f prime is the derivative of the top. That is 7 times 6 times x to the 5 times z is 5y to the 4 minus f is 7x to the 6 times z is, so g prime is 5 times 4 times y to the 3 times y prime, because when you find out anything other than x, you need to multiply by the y prime, and then divide by 5y to the 4th to the square, right? That's the formula. So how much is that? 7 times 6 is 42 times 5 is that 210? 210 x to the 5 times y to the 4th minus, how much is that? So 7 times 7 times 5 is 35 times 4 is how much? 140, and then x to the 6 times y to the 3rd times y prime, divide by 25 y to the 8, right? You see that? But what is the value of y prime? You plug in from here. Y prime I will plug in from here. So this is what I will get. 210 x to the 5 times y to the 4 minus 140, right? So what do I get there? Is 140 x to the 6 times y to the 3 times y prime is 7x to the 6 over 5y to the 4th. I'm using from here, okay? I'm using that y prime from here, and then I'll cancel out the things that are common, okay? And then we'll see. So divide by 25y to the 8. Okay, so you see that there are something common there. You can divide 140 by 5 is how much? So is that 28? 28, right? Because 28 times 5 is 140. Now also there is y to the cubed, cancel with y to the 4th is y to the cube times y, right? So what is left is 1y left there. You see that? So you will basically get, after this is 210 x to the 5 times y to the 4 minus, what is 28 times 7? So 28 times 7 is 196, okay? So that will be 196, and then x to the 6 times x to the 6 divide by 25 y to the 8. Okay, you see that? Now what do you do next is I want to write the numerator slightly different so that I can use the given thing, okay? So that is 210 equals 210 x to the 5 times y to the 4 minus 196 times x to the 5 times x to the 7. Why did I do that? Over 25 y to the 8. Why did I do x to the 5 y x to the 7? Look at it here. X to the 6 times x to the 6. This is the x times x times x 6 times, right? And then this is also x times. So altogether there are 12x multiplied together. I want to distribute that 12 to 5 and 7. Why? Because x to the 7 can be written as y to the 5, so that I can match this term similar to that one, okay? So this is basically, this term is basically y to the 5, right? That's what I am replacing by. So 210 x to the 5 y to the 4 minus 196 x to the 5 y to the 4. Oh, by the way, I forgot y there, okay? I forgot that y there. Divide by y. You see that? That is divide by y. So there is still divide by y there, okay? So y to the 5 divide by y, and then whole divide by 25 y to the 8. You see that? So what do you get? So you cancel out that one term there. That will cancel out with that. That what is left is 4, right? So you get 210 x to the 5 y to the 4 minus 196 x to the 5 y to the 4 divided by 25 and then y to the 8. If you simplify that, what do you get? 210 minus, because they are like, because x to the 5 y to the 4, x to the 5 y to the 4, that will be 14 x to the 5 y to the 4 divided by 25 y to the 8, right? So if you divide by y to the 4, that and that will be 4 left, right? So that is the final answer will be 14 over 25 and then x to the 5 over y to the 4. So this is the final answer for this problem.